What's up, everybody?
What is going on, everybody? Welcome
yeah.
back to another Barnes Bros live stream.
That's right.
We in here. So, man, we've been doing a lot of talking about the NBA.
Yep.
And I must say, the NBA players have not disappointed.
So, as someone who hasn't watched the NBA playoffs in a while,
They have not
if it
disappointed.
hasn't been at least this exciting, then that's some trash.
Yeah, I feel like this is probably one of the most engaged. Like, in terms of, like, there's not the only team who has swept was the Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
And I should probably pull up a little bracket here so we can see.
Okay.
But, yeah, no, it's been crazy, to be honest with you. Watching the NBA, these playoffs, we're still in the first round, and it's still some crazy, like, even the play-in tournament was interesting to me. Like, it had, like, some of the matchups and things. So, like, I feel like this is probably one of the better NBA playoffs in a while. And then also the fact that the NBA, like, I'm curious to see how everything goes down with ratings and stuff, too, because the games are so spread out amongst so many different providers.
That's been annoying myself, just trying to watch this Lakers-Rockets series.
Because I think yesterday's game or whatever the last game was on ESPN.
I had to get a free trial of
you actually
just
got
to do
it.
this. I canceled that joint, too.
That's funny. Yeah, I just gave. We just like, okay, well, we can't watch it. Let's see the bracket. Yeah, but so let's go ahead. I'm gonna switch this to what's the big? I guess I go big. Yeah. So this is what we got so far. So first of all, look at this ridiculousness. So I'm a Celtics fan.
Okay.
The funny thing is, so on paper, this should not have happened, because you got like a 2 seed versus what did they end up being, 7 or 8? Yeah, probably like a 7 seed, and the Celtics are just, oh my God. One of the problems I have with the Celtics, they just shoot way too many 3-pointers. They just do way too much,
but they're not making them.
They're missing. So they are one of those teams where they would like literally live and die by 3-pointers.
I got you.
So like it does not matter. They're just like, we're just going to shoot them. We're just going to shoot them. And I'm like, you don't need to do this. You have Jaylen Brown. You have Jason Tatum. Shout out to Jason Tatum for coming back from his injury as fast as he did. He actually been doing, he's been doing his thing. But my Lord,
unlike Kevin Durant.
Yeah, well, hey, I don't know what's going on with Kevin Durant. But yeah, I mean the thing that's crazy is like that's one of those matchups that should have just been over. Like, no one was thinking, because the Sixers, first of all, Joel Embiid usually always has some type of injury problem or something going on. Mm-hmm. The man has his appendix taken out like recently, and then made it back in time for this series. He missed the first 2 games. It has definitely made a difference. The Sixers are balling. I gotta give them their credit.
So was it like they were losing has it just been back and forth each game pretty much?
Kind of. I think at one point, let me see. Well, I don't know if I can see it from here. They went up. Let's see how the series went. If they show me the games, we can see how who won what games. I don't know if they're gonna show me that.
Hit stats to see what that's. Nah, that's just that game.
I'm trying to see how it broke down. So it wasn't. It kind of has gone back and forth, but I believe that I'm trying to remember now. I think it was 2-1 at one point.
Okay.
Oh no, were they down 3-1? I think they were down 3-1 at a point, and have been making their way back. So
Celtics 76ers series. This last game was at Philadelphia.
Yeah, and they won. But man, all that I'm bringing up is say it's like this has definitely been one of them series where it's like, I do think the Sixers are a better team than their record show because they dealt with a lot of injuries.
Okay.
But I mean, and then you got like the Lakers Rockets, where for a second it looked like that was gonna be over.
Yeah.
Because they was up 3-0. So now Rockets.
No, yeah, Boston was leading 3-1.
Okay, yeah, Boston was 3-1.
Yeah, they just been getting it. Good Lord.
So yeah, I mean, at this point, you get to a game 7, anything can happen, really. Mm-hmm. I mean, But yeah, then you got LeBron James being LeBron James. He's just like.
So here's the problem. He was, and then it seemed like you're starting to see the cracks.
Yeah.
She's run out of steam a little bit. But I mean, look, yeah, there's definitely some mistakes that LeBron himself has made. He admits to himself. But I get frustrated looking at some of the other players.
Yeah.
And I got to give props to the Rockets. I guess they're a young
here
team,
we go.
you know, like, but they all shoot threes. Like, what was the last game like? The way they were just knocking them down.
Let's see. You got Jabari Smith 4 for 9 from 3. You got Tyree Easton was 2 for 6.
But let's look at the point: 22, 18, 4. Like a nice distribution there.
Let me see the show this way. 3-pointers made. Well, I mean, it actually wasn't that good. 14 for 40 with the 35%.
But it's still better than the Lakers though.
Yeah,
it was 35 versus 25.
Yeah.
And maybe it was the other game where they did better. But I'm just saying, like they're on it more than the Lakers have been these last 2 games. And turnovers has been it. Where are the turnovers at? Turnovers has been where the Lakers have just been doing turnovers.
Yeah, they definitely have more turnovers.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if it's because of Austin Reeves coming back. They're trying to get him back in.
How did he actually end up doing? He ended up getting 22 points. I mean, they needed those 22 points.
He was 4 for 16 now.
Yeah, but I'm saying like still he needed those points.
Yeah, dang, he ain't made no 3-pointers.
Yeah, no. Everybody like so. But now consistently, DeAndre Ayton has been important because he just kind of seems to stay right there by the underneath the hoop and like get it in. Marcus Smart has been playing hard, and so has Rui Hachimura. Like those 3, I feel like have consistently been the reason that things, haven't completely fallen off. Luke Kennard had that one game, and then after that, it just seemed like
that's what's weird because he only had 1 point.
Yeah, he had that one game, and then that was it.
What the heck?
So I don't know.
Yeah, see, I didn't get to watch the last one because it was on ESPN, so I missed that. And then, but I saw game. I saw game 3. I got to watch. I actually watched the whole game.
Yeah, 3 and 3 was fun.
And we were talk back and forth. You sent me those gifs of All Might and Deku because like LeBron threw Bronny the
yeah, Bronny had minutes. Like that was a beautiful game right there. Like, I wish they had locked up game 4 because it would have been a perfect way to just put a cap on that.
I kind of feel like they could let Bronny cook some more. Like I feel like they should leave Bronny.
Oh yeah, well at least in that game, I don't know what difference he'll make now. He's been playing fairly good defense, but so
Bronny be cooking.
So my concern was you're taking too much time and Kevin Durant going to come back, but he's not coming back tonight. So
yeah, that's another thing. Yeah,
we are back in Houston. It would have been much better. They were at L.A. yesterday, last game, so it would have been perfect. So I really don't want this to go to a game 7, but if they can lock it down in Houston, I think Lakers have a chance. Austin Reeves is his second game back. He should have his flow a little bit better. If LeBron can fix whatever's going on right now, and everybody can just lock in for like just 4 quarters. You need 4 quarters of y'all just lock in.
Just lock in. I think that I feel like the Lakers still have a strong because like you still have to win that many games in a row. Not that it's impossible, but like literally, every game is elimination for. And in the same way,
the Lakers aren't getting rest. They're not getting rest either. So I mean, it's the same. But they are a young team, and it's like if I was rooting for the Rockets, I would love it right now because I mean they've been doing a good job. Like they really screwed up the end of game 3, but like if that was a fluke, then maybe they're just a better team, overall.
Yeah, I mean I guess so. But to lose 3 games I mean that would be kind of a severe disappointment
because they lost the first game and Luke Kennard just went off, which was like obviously a flash in the pan. At least right now for his career. Like,
but based on how he's been playing,
Then game 2, Kevin Durant was in there. So that would have changed the whole style. I think it was inside the NBA, they were talking about like him not being there really gives a chance for these guys to play and the chemistry and things like that. It's like, actually, it's like, maybe don't bring Kevin Durant back because they brought Kevin Durant back and then he got injured through game 2.
Yeah, okay.
So it's like, that wasn't even a full, like, however, maybe I'm using the wrong terms for basketball, but it's like they had a system of how they were going to play around Kevin Durant. Then he's out, so then you got to try to pivot. And so they lose that game. Then game 3, you got to remember, Lakers did play good, but Rockets were about to outlast them or going to win. Then they just fell apart in the fourth quarter.
True. It was bad.
And LeBron just did not missing. LeBron just was on it.
And Marcus Smart, man.
So they did capitalize on the fact that the Rockets kind of were like it made you feel like you were seeing the greenness of the Rockets team not being able to hold down the final quarter.
Yeah.
But then after that, the last 2 games, it makes you feel like, okay, they learned from that, they adapted, and now it's like, okay, we're just that good.
Right.
And if the Lakers just can't hold it together, I feel like I'm watching some of those old Cavs games against the Warriors where it's just like nobody can do anything.
Yeah, the thing is, you can see he's getting winded. But I mean, they is just showing, in that case. But I mean, they're, I still would have had to pick one. Would say the Lakers will win just because of the odds of it, but it's not impossible.
No, I'm still rooting for the Lakers. I believe in them. I'm believing in them to win.
I don't think that if Luka's not back by the next round. I think they play the Thunder next.
It's the Thunder.
So if that's who they got to play next.
And everybody was saying they were dragging it out to get themselves more rest or something, but I don't know.
I don't know if they'd be intentionally doing that, but I guess you could look at it that way.
But the Thunder got the most rest because, I mean, they've been done for a minute.
Yeah, I just, you know.
They swept the Suns, so yeah.
But yeah, the other crazy one was the Knicks blowing the heck out of the Hawks. Like, my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, good for
like,
y'all. So they won.
The
so now next up they'll play.
And they're the first team out of the East, which I don't think anyone would have anticipated them necessarily being the first ones out.
I mean, what are the chances of the Knicks going all the way? Not winning.
To make to the finals? Yeah. Extremely high at this point now. I would have said no.
For the couple of Knicks fans I know in my life, I'm happy for y'all.
No, my wife just started watching the NBA this year, and she picked the Knicks to root for. So good for her. Yeah. I'm over here like, the Celtics are a dominant team. You know, they really got. I'm like, okay, well, this is the problem with the Celtics. Cleveland, the Raptors. Wemby, they're done. Then the Nuggets are now out. So yeah, these are going to be some interesting matchups. But like I said, in terms of just ridiculousness and wild stuff happening, and this round actually being this interesting, and it's only been one sweep. I mean, that's pretty dope, I think.
So how do you feel about everything being spread out with providers? Casey asked me, she was like, "What is the benefit of this?" I said, "It doesn't benefit the fans." I said, "It benefits the NBA." I said, "Because all the money they're making off everybody fighting for these rights." And I was trying to play out in my head, how could fans, if they wanted to, push back against this? And I'm like, the only thing you could do is just like, especially at a time like right now, just not watch one of the series. Like whichever provider that you don't want it on, just refuse to watch a game on that provider.
Right.
But it's like I said, but there's too many super fans supporting their teams that whatever. You could not organize that.
No.
You could never organize a fan wide like boycott of any one provider consistently. It would not work.
For sports fans, especially sports fans of bad teams, they still go to games. Yeah. So it's like I don't think that would ever work.
Like everybody that complains in the comments about like, I gotta watch, like the super fans aren't in the comments complaining about that. They're just paying whatever they got to pay to watch the games.
Right.
So I don't know what you could do, because what's have to happen? It takes so long to get back to the NBA too. Mm-hmm. First, the advertisers have to see that they're not getting a return on investment, paying whichever provider for that ad space, which would in turn let the provider know that, this isn't profitable for us, in which case we're not going to pay the millions of dollars it would take to get the NBA onto our network.
Right.
And then the NBA would realize, okay, well, we got to standardize on somebody who's actually willing to pay for this.
The only problem is that I feel like the deals are, I don't know how long the deals are, but the deals are already made, so I don't know that they can.
For however many years it is. Yeah.
So even if you boycott, I mean, it just is kind of what it is for right now. You just be not watching games.
Exactly.
But I don't know that it's necessarily a bad thing. I'd have to watch and see, like how much, like how many of these games used to be on cable only like providers. I guess it's still kind of the same thing.
I feel like I always remember this stuff being on network television.
Well, not always. Like the finals, yes.
Oh, okay.
But like even playoff games would still be on ESPN.
Really? Okay.
But I will. That's why I say I think that it's giving. I'd have to look at the numbers, but it could be giving more people a chance to watch without having to have like cable. Because like I don't have ESPN, but I will miss like a lot of the marquee games. But if I have Peacock, then I can still catch ones, or I can just watch on NBC.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So
you're really messed up if you don't have Prime.
Yeah, Prime has a lot.
If you don't have Prime and if you don't have cable, then you don't have ESPN. Yeah. So that would be the main one. Prime and ESPN, I think, are the most prohibitive ones.
Right. Which ESPN has because they also have Inside NBA now.
But I think what's so annoying to me, though, is that I'd be thinking when they say on ESPN, I'm good because I have a Disney bundle that includes ESPN Plus.
Oh, but
that's not ESPN. So I'm like, all right. So I got the thing. I'm paying for something that's useless to me.
Yeah,
you don't care about ESPN Plus.
You get to watch like the little documentary feature things they made.
I want to watch that. Like,
here's this one-on-one interview with Kevin Durant or something. I don't know.
So yeah, I mean that's where streaming is now. So streaming. Any news there? Oh, did you know? I don't want to talk about it. Disney pulled out of the agreement with Sora.
No, yeah,
We talked about that.
Well, we didn't talk. I think did we talk about it? I can't remember. But I didn't think it was that they pulled out. I thought that they just stopped doing it.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry. That's why it's over now because Sora
They did this.
decided to
That's
do
OpenAI, right?
Yeah, OpenAI, yeah.
So OpenAI, I remember seeing that OpenAI just decided to move away from it.
And what was the reasoning?
It's probably not making no. Oh, I feel like OpenAI is spread way too thin. They're like the ones who are the first adopters on all this stuff, and then the problem is everybody with the deep pockets hopped in, and like it's not fair anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of feel for them because it's like they're like, guys, we were the ones who made we made all this stuff popular.
GPT is still the superior model, I believe.
Not in terms of what you just mean in terms of install base.
Well, I think in what its performance, it's better than Grok.
Better than okay. So here, okay, yeah. I don't think it's that hard to be better than Grok. I don't think being better than Grok is necessarily that hard. But no, what I would say though, listening to different AI but AI people in the space, they always say ChatGPT is like the good, like all arounder, but it's not really excellent at anything compared to some of the other ones. So ChatGPT was the first one I started using. And I was cool with ChatGPT, using it as a chat function and stuff like that. But because they had to have their subscription models, and then they started like going down on things. Not blaming them. I understand the business of it. They can't handle that. Whereas I feel like now people who would hop on Gemini, if you're not so concerned about the artistic side of stuff, because I think that ChatGPT excels more than Gemini does in terms of aesthetics and make me this logo. If you're using it for deep research, I feel like Gemini is going to already blow ChatGPT out the water anyway because it's also powered by Google.
Well, yeah, I guess I don't really use Gemini. I just Google things, and I know Gemini is like behind it, so I don't use Gemini as its own separate app. I guess I have it on my phone.
You kind of are. So yes, you're correct because it will do that. But if you are like you log into one of your Gmail accounts, I believe.
So I don't ever go to the Gemini app and just search stuff. I go to ChatGPT.
That's the main thing I use. The other cool function about using Gemini is it is literally connected to everything in Google. So if I look up something, like I make like give me a list of all these items, and then I'm like, all right, make a checklist for this and put it into Keep. Which is like the notes section essentially for
what Gemini
for Google. Okay. That's like Google's it's called Keep, but basically you can make checklists and to-do lists and stuff like that on there. I feel like people don't talk about Keep that much.
I'm hearing about it.
But yeah, it's like a fine. You just go in there, you can make like sticky notes or something like that, and just pay like little basic notes and things like that. And there's other things you can do with Keep. But you can say, make a checklist and send it to Keep. And I've done that. And literally I can just look at my phone. So I have all the Google stuff and have it up there. It's on there. Like literally today I was doing some research with Gemini and I had export to my docs. And it just like shows up in my docs.
Well, with the fact that I'm Android heavy, it would make sense if I were more integrated into Gemini. Yeah. I don't know why I haven't really paid attention to the fact. And I pay for... Well, I don't pay for Google One. I wonder how much more functionality you would get. I would really only care about if I had access, if I had to pay for something, would be VO, Google Video Jank.
Oh, you talking about
VO, I think it's called, or something like that.
Oh, okay.
That's what I would think I would.
Not Nano Banana?
No, that is it. So I think VO is something else.
Yeah, VO I think I know what you're talking about.
I think it's something else. But Nano Banana is the one, yeah.
Let me just see what, you say it's called Google VO?
Yeah.
That might be like a,
video and Gemini, video generation. Yeah, I don't know what the big difference is between VO and Nano Banana.
Nano Banana just for images.
I don't know.
Nano Banana.
See, the problem is, I feel like when Google starts with stuff, speed of flash images.
What the?
Maybe it is images.
Okay, so Nano Banana is probably okay. So I'm wrong. Nano Banana probably focuses more on the images than.
I feel like Google do a lot of stuff. Yeah, I need to wait a couple of years for y'all to condense everything in. Like, give me one subscription that gives me everything.
Nano Banana Pro is Google's most advanced image generator. Okay, built on Gemini 3 Pro. Then the other thing that's, but yeah, so they're rolling things out. But that's the thing; they have deep pockets.
Yeah.
So I think that they're fine. In terms of that, a lot of people are fans of Claude. I've never used Claude.
I don't know if Claude's legit or not because everybody was talking about it at the same time, so I knew it was paid sponsorship influencers. So I was like, okay, I'll just wait and see. if it's legitimate or not. But it's supposed to be like for the productivity people and stuff like that.
Yeah, you say for sure. So, but I kind of think Gemini is going to become the new Swiss Army knife, in my opinion. Because one, OpenAI has been going. I feel like OpenAI has just been going through it.
Yeah,
like in terms of like trying to survive. They have the pseudo partnership with Microsoft, where Microsoft's an investor, but not really. I feel like I'm surprised Microsoft hasn't bought OpenAI yet. I thought they were going to, but they might feel like
they may want to wait. When is OpenAI technically a nonprofit? Although they're trying to turn it into a profit. Elon Musk is at war about that.
It was a nonprofit.
Well, no. I think they backed off, and then Elon Musk is in court against them now about it. I think
for not being a nonprofit anymore.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying is they were, but I'm pretty sure they switched to became for-profit very recently.
Yeah, but I thought they backed off of that.
I don't know if they did, but
then I guess they wouldn't be in court. So
then they signed the deals with the Pentagon.
True.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And well, that's a whole thing with all the drama behind that. But anyways, I'm not gonna get into all that stuff. But yeah, I'm pretty positive that it's not a.
All right, so it's got a hybrid.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's a hybrid, Jane. Yeah. So I mean, look at how much we could do here. Let's just do this. But anyway, so
we have she said, let me just go to Gemini, but me and ChatGPT have a relationship now. Look, but you can do I don't know, I'm going so hard on this, but you can export all your memory stuff over to over to Gemini.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but ChatGPT is very good. I feel like I'm kind of entrenched now, but I do want to say I was thinking about this for AI for all the creators because there's still the holdouts that are like, I hate AI. Anybody who uses it, I want to cancel you, stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, I know y'all holdouts are there, but what's going to happen is y'all going to get aged out because Gen Alpha is going to grow up in a world of AI, and they're not going to care like y'all do.
And Beta.
Well, yeah, I mean both of them. I'm just saying Gen Alpha is the very next generation.
Alpha. Well, I'm saying Beta just was born this year.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying as soon as Alpha. They're not going to care the way you do. Like, you got to remember when there's going to be an Oscars category. Assuming the Oscars last. It's going to be an Oscars category about best special effects. Oh, no. For, what's the term they use for excellence and award for excellence and AI prompting for special effects. There's going to be something like that.
Yeah.
Or for script writing. Like, because at first they wouldn't allow computer generated graphics into the Oscars.
And that's always the thing that gets me with people with it. Now, my thought process is, I don't know what the obsession is with people wanting people to work so hard to make it be like, so I can understand people, like, I don't care this much, but if you're saying that I just don't like it because I want it to be created by human hands, okay, whatever, cool. My thing is, if it's not, I always look at it like, okay, so for all y'all who are so hardcore about that, why do you use an iPhone to take pictures? Because it has auto functions on there. There's a lot of AI powering that stuff anyway.
We care about the things that we're aware of, not things that we're not aware of.
I think that's the thing. People like think that, but it's like so many, like, you shouldn't use spell check.
Nope.
You shouldn't. Like,
But here's the thing. I bet you if you go back in time, especially on the internet, and like go way back machine, you'll find complaints about all those things.
I'm probably mad about that.
I was happy when Canva made it so I don't gotta cut stuff out like Photoshop one thing at a time. You know, rotoscope, everything changed. And so AI is a godsend for creatives. Because it makes our jobs 10 times easier. We can focus on things that matter. It just makes it way easier to automate certain things.
Yeah.
So, but people are going to be like, no, it is AI, whatever. You're going to get aged out because certain people are not going to care. And the second thing is, as for the whole climate stuff, they're using too much water, data centers, hurts the climate. All that's going to get solved because capitalism always solves problems. And they're not solving it because they care about the environment. They're solving it because they're trying to keep costs down.
Yeah.
They don't like the fact of how much memory it's costing. They don't like the fact of how much water it's going to take. They don't like the fact they got pushed back from the government, stuff like that. So someone is going to figure out the best way to handle data centers going forward. Someone's going to figure out the RAM shortage crisis. Someone's going to figure it out because they want to make money or to keep down costs. And when that happens, all of your arguments against AI are going to get more and more antiquated until they just don't exist anymore because they're going to solve those problems. And then by the time it's in all of your phones and in all your search engines and in everything that you use, then you're going to be using it against your own will. And at that point, it's like, okay, well, you were just now a late adopter on something that you could have possibly steered the control of as it's happening.
Yeah. I think that's true too. Like, you might as well get in on the ground floor so for the creative, I think it's levels of it. For like the fine arts, it's going to be in the best interest of people to get in the ground floor in terms of legislating it, like setting up the guardrails, union stuff.
Yeah,
go ahead. That stuff we've been doing that for people have been doing that for years.
Exactly.
That's why you have the Hollywood strikes and all this stuff. So with those things, that's where I'm like, I feel like that's kind of easier to. People are super concerned about that. You can kind of just say these are the things you can't use it for.
Yeah.
You can't take someone's likeness and rights without permission. Mm-hmm. You can't, you know what I mean? So there's certain things you can just say you cannot do this. And if you do it, you'll get fined. There's fees. You can legislate around that kind of stuff. But for creatives, like independent creators, I don't really see why what the issue is in that. Like, okay, I used Canva to magically cut this thing out. I didn't use a green screen. Why are you wanting that person to be an artist when their job isn't about the art? It's just about creating content for businesses, to advertisements. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where my thing is. And then also with AI, people are like, well, it's taking jobs. Again, you can't force people to pay you to do something if they find another way to do it.
Yep.
That's one of those ones where it's like that industry you were selling a service to. I can understand from Hollywood standpoint because it's all built on us working together, actors and directors and executives. We all made this thing together. So don't push your business partners out. Yeah. If you're going to go to XYZ business down the street and say, no, you need to hire a full production company that's going to cost thousands and thousands of dollars. The mom and pop shop's going to be like, I have $20 for my marketing budget. They weren't going to hire them no way. Yeah. So that's where I'm with that. I think people are just super afraid that it's going to replace actors. And that's to me where I'm like, I feel like that part is you can regulate that.
Yeah.
Sure, it's going to be a fight, but they've been fighting. But
then when you get
anyway.
into the content creator side, the whole AI slop thing, and like now a lot of platforms are cracking down. Now YouTube shut off a bunch of channels
that just do AI
for that. But my whole thing is, as much as like, oh, I hate this stuff, it's taking all the views and like that. I'm like, why are people watching it though? Because it's not like
you don't have to watch.
Like I'm saying, like unless you're saying that every view was also AI bots, which maybe. But like, there was this one popular one that did something like I never watched it. I didn't know it was a thing. I never came across my feed. But apparently, it was a huge one that it had like a lot of Dragon Ball content, but it was all AI generated. And then it got shut down. And I'm like, how did it get that many subscribers, that many viewers, that many people interested?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, they didn't know it was AI. Okay, some did though, and was still interested. So I'm like, yes, shut it down if. You know, YouTube is like, this is harming our creators, things like that. Yeah. Good on Google for being like, okay, it's in our best interest, not to just take the pocket of ad revenue and look the other way. It's harming our creators. We want our creators to be happy. Yeah. But hopefully the creators are paying attention and saying, okay, why is this working? Like, why, if this is low effort, why do people like it? And you say, oh, people just like stop hating your viewers and understand what is it about this that they actually like that they're watching this. Yeah. There's another thing if it's like exploiting kids and kids are the ones and things like that. That's a whole other thing. But if this has a large viewership, let's find out, because one way or another, we're going to end up back here. As much as it was fun to clown on Microsoft when they went always online with Connect, that 1 year V3, it ended up being the case that we ended up back there anyway. Yeah. They just jumped there too early. Right. So sometimes I think when the trends are going a certain way, and it's not just about, okay, anytime a faceless corporation comes up with something, just accept it. Things succeed or fail based on whether or not people want it. That's what we forget. We keep calling stuff the algorithm. At the end of the day, it's what people want. Yeah. The algorithm is really just following what people want. And so you gotta see when someone introduces something that's a little too early, like the metaverse, for example. Everyone thought that was fake.
Yeah, people didn't want it.
Yeah. Or will it still come back down the line? There's a chance of that too. So you got to be able to catch that. Sometimes things are too early, like Microsoft with the always online stuff. Yeah. But now everything is like that. Yeah. It's not crazy now. It just was crazy then when they introduced it. Sometimes you got to pay attention when something is too early, or when people really legitimately just don't want it. And I think some people are missing that with AI. I'm not saying that the AI content that's low effort is good, but if people are liking it, it's like, okay, why are you liking it? Because I need to pay attention to that, because in about 10 years, I need to be prepared for that. Find out what it is people actually like.
And that's only one small part of AI. Yeah. People like skip over all the other functions of AI that exist. And so that's why I'm like, people are so like, oh, you created this, you did this, all AI is bad. But then it's like, you are missing on what people, there's going to be so many medical advancements. Yeah. There's going to be so many advancements in science and space travel because of it. Like, think about the stuff, you always look at the negatives of AI, but think about when you're looking at movies and popular culture in the future, there's always some sort of AI something that's helping human beings do what they do. We thought like smartphones were making us dumb, and you know, it just changes how you operate. Like now, I remember reading. I've been trying to find this article for years that I read years ago on the New Yorker. Oh yeah. And it was talking about imagine you had a human being from like the early 1900s or something, and you bring them to the future, and this was probably like 2007, 2013, 2012-ish, and they hear somebody like behind a sheet. They can't see the person. Yeah. They can only hear what they're saying, and they are asking them questions that are like super, like, you know, maybe like a question you would be surprised that a normal person would know, maybe some kind of medical information. And it's just like the person was answering the questions, and they were like, wow, I'm surprised this human being knows all this stuff. And it was like the answers sounded kind of clunky, but they were very like technical, but it sounded like they were reading off of something. Yeah. And it was kind of confusing though why it sounded that way. And it was like, it would ask it like math problems, and it would take a moment and then quickly solve them. Yeah. And it was like, how is this human being doing this? So because they weren't aware of the technology they were using. So that's my thing. We always want to keep innovating. This is actually probably cool. I feel like we've been stagnant as humanity for a long time since smartphones came in. So I feel like this is one. So it'll probably hold some people back. You got some people who take the lowest common denominator or the bottom feeder stuff. But there's some people who are really going to accelerate their careers. This might change the necessity for college for certain careers. Like there's certain jobs where you always will have to have hands-on, or like doctors and stuff. I don't want you just knowing medicine just from that. But there's a lot of things where it's like, oh, I need to study all these books. I can make my own course using AI. Yeah. Here's the sources I want to use and build a course for me. So that's what I'm saying. Like, these are the things where it's like people don't see all the other uses.
But I think it's also going to expose the gap of what can a computer do, what can a human only do. It's going to make that very clear. I don't know if it's true now. It's a company, they had fired a bunch of people and got AI. Yeah. Then they had to hire people to help with the AI, and then like they ended up basically just going back in circles. Some people will always do a knee jerk with just reading spreadsheets. Like, oh, we can save money. We just do this. And
it's like you still need a human being there, working with it.
Exactly. So some people just do things for cost. Like when you outsource your customer support, and it's like, bro, like, stop doing that. Like, we need to pay some American people to talk to American people calling. And and when you need help with customer support, but maybe AI will help customer support. Customer support has been trash for the past 10 years.
AI might be better.
AI may be better than the customer support we get nowadays. It's just trash. And then you're going to have to hire AI because prompting is a skill. Because I realized how bad I was at it when I first started really using ChatGPT. And I realized people who knew what they were doing. I was like, dang, now I need to do some research on how to properly prompt stuff to get the results I want.
Exactly.
And what's funny is everybody's like, yeah, I can tell when something's written by AI, and I can tell too.
So funny.
But what's funny to me though is I'm like, right now you can. In about 2 months, it's going to get better, and it's going to stop sounding like that. Then you're not going to be able to tell again.
Yeah.
So right now, everything does sound the same.
Yeah.
But
it's crazy.
But yeah, so that's where we are.
Yep. So yeah, that was a cool, nice little segue conversation there. So we'll have to keep watching those things. And quick little aside, in investing news, Microsoft seemed to take a little dip in the stocks. I don't know. I had to look and see what caused it, but it did take a dip. And people were like salty about, like, it was, people talking about Xbox, like, oh man, the earnings call.
Should we start a investment channel?
Investment channel.
That's hot right now. We get a lot of views.
Maybe. This is not financial advice for entertainment purposes only. But
investing.
But then I saw that Apple had like gains or whatever.
Oh really? Yeah. Well, Tim Cook stepped down, and
well, there you go. Yeah, it's always something that triggers it.
Okay, we had a whole produced show. You'd have sports news, entertainment news, stock market news, like business, and then technology. We could have segments on everything.
What I really want, just since we're talking about it, what I would love to do is make our own Attack of the Show style show for shout out to the OGs who know about that.
Yeah.
But then basically, you remember they really were just focused on technology and some entertainment stuff. But you had like the little segments they would cut to.
Yeah.
So that would be dope. You have our main segment cut to some about like this, what's going on with tech and stuff like that. What's going on with the investing world. What's going on with cryptocurrency, things like that.
No, that would be very smart.
Yeah. But yeah.
All right. My what if of the day is, so based on we know the story of Avatar: Last Airbender, would Aang have been able to defeat a Fire Lord Iroh? Because Iroh was first in line to become the Fire Lord.
It just dawned on me what you were saying. I was not clicking my
brain.
The entire time. If Uncle Iroh had been
the Fire Lord. Because he was next in line.
Okay.
Zulon got mad at Ozai for even suggesting that he take it away from him. Because after Iroh's son passed away, he was like a broken man. And so Ozai took the opportunity to like go to Zulon and be like, look, my brother is it, whatever. I should take the spot. And he was like, that's disrespectful. And then he was like, I'm going to require you to sacrifice your son. And so he was going to take out Zuko because that was a punishment that Zulon gave him. And that's when Zuko's mom stepped in and agreed to take out Zulon, which allowed Ozai to take the throne. So that's where all the treachery stuff happened. That's how Ozai got the throne. But Iroh didn't want the throne at that point anyway. But I'm just saying, if Iroh's son had never passed away, if he had succeeded at taking Ba Sing Se, if Iroh had become the Fire Lord, would he have been more dangerous than Ozai?
I would say probably, and because of how they describe how he was beforehand.
Yeah.
So
the question is, did Iroh only develop his respect for the other nations and like art or like did understanding fighting styles, the dragon style, that after his son passed away, or was some of that still a part of him and he just became a better person after his son passed away? Because the question is, if that was just his strategy, he just took from different things, and all that. Yeah. He's extremely dangerous. Like, did he become more powerful later, or was he still just as powerful back then?
Because if that is the case, then that means he would have been probably a lot more well-rounded.
Yeah.
Than Ozai.
And that he was a good strategist. And I think, look, Ozai got work done. I mean, the only thing, thanks to Azula, he got Ba Sing Se. He got he stayed in power to the comet. He just got destroyed by Avatar Aang in the Avatar state.
Yeah.
But he was doing the right things. It wasn't like he was some emotional wreck just making all these wrong decisions and stuff. So, but it just seemed like Iroh was just that dude.
Yeah.
And based on how dangerous he was as a good guy, it's just like, could Aang have handled him? Like, did Iroh have the same level of pride and arrogance that Ozai had?
Right. And that's what I'm wondering. If he did, because he does talk about how much he changed as a person.
Yeah.
But you are right, though. If whatever the fall was for Ozai, if he didn't have that character trait, like if it's because he lost because of who he was as a person, and Iroh didn't have that, and I think then he possibly could have handled Aang. He just seems more, because even as him as an old man doing his fighting and all that stuff, he just seems like controlled and calm, but he does seem very dangerous. So I'm kind of curious about that.
Interesting. Did we ever get any on-screen interaction between Iroh and Ozai?
Good question. I don't think
Not
so.
even
actually.
like in a flashback.
Yeah, I guess
Did we
not.
ever see them?
I guess not. Because I'm trying to think. I know he would reference him. But yeah, I guess you're right. I guess
they never speak or interact with each other in on-screen, not even in flashbacks. That's crazy. I would have loved to see their. I don't know what the relationship was. I mean, obviously, Ozai wanted to take the throne, but is that just because that's him? Or did he have some actual hatred for his brother? Like, what was their relationship?
He probably was just more like Azula, really.
Yeah.
I thought she just opportunistic. So
interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious to see. I'm curious to see what would have happened. Because then my next question would be, taking a step back, how would Aang have done with who was the Fire Lord again before that was friends with
Sozin?
Yeah. how would Aang had done with Sozin?
Well, you would hope that Sozin was so old that Aang would have done better. I mean, Sozin probably wouldn't even survive long enough for Aang to get old enough to do something.
Oh, considering that they were still the same ages and everything.
Yeah, because he was 12. Yeah. Sozin was still alive, my understanding is.
Okay, then yeah, as an old man.
Because he still wouldn't have gotten to him at 12 years old. Mm-hmm. I mean, could he have gotten trained by some? Who could have trained him? Who would have been his Like, okay, that's another question. All right, first off, I would love to see a Game of Thrones style alternate universe where starring Zulon, Iroh, and Ozai. Mm-hmm. And the rest, Zuko can be born, Azula can be born, all that stuff, like just the House of Ozai kind of thing, or the House of Iroh, whatever. And in his alternate universe, they did get rid of Aang. Oh. So the next line, it would have went into the Water Tribe and it would have been somebody else. But it just would have been, it changed history. And so just would have seen what would life have been like if Iroh didn't leave and everybody was still just in the games would play. Because let's say Iroh got the throne, would Ozai just accepted that, just work for his brother, or would he been trying to get him out of place? Because I mean, he got his own father assassinated, so why wouldn't he do this? I would love to see that at play.
That is interesting. Because how long was Aang how long was he frozen for?
100 years.
100 years. So yeah, he did miss.
So he skipped over. He missed the Zulon, and he when he came out the iceberg, Ozai was in power. So Sozin was Fire Lord when he was 12. He went to the iceberg. Then Sozin died. Then you got a Zulon, and then you got.
So
Ozai.
He was supposed to really be going against a Zulon.
Probably,
really.
Yeah. If he would have been grown up. So that's the other alternate universe. Dang. An alternate universe where Aang escapes, doesn't get frozen, but he loses all the air nomads, and then is on his own, and has to get trained, which is pretty much the same situation, just in a different time frame.
Yeah,
I mean, he met Katara and Sokka, but they were on their own. It was just Grand kind of want to set them on a mission, like you need to go, whatever.
So that would have been cool to see. So what people were around? Older people were around.
Who would have trained him?
But I'm trying to think. I don't know, because I'm trying to think because my first thought, Boomy, but Boomy was his friend.
Age, so
maybe Boomy.
So I would imagine the first episode of that show, of this alternate universe,
cool actually,
would be him flying to the Earth Kingdom, maybe to meet up with Boomy, just to find a friend, because he just lost his whole family, basically the air nomads.
That'd be fire.
He's still an airbending master. He's still got all his skill.
Yeah.
But then he goes to hide, and he goes like, well, let me go to Earth Kingdom, and meet with Boomy, and so. Maybe this journey is him and Boomy as friends.
Yeah.
And then they go on this world hopping journey trying to get him trained. But like we have no idea who his teachers would be. We don't know who was alive then. But he would have a whole different set of teachers.
I'm trying to think of some of the White Lotus people, but I feel like they wouldn't have been old enough.
They wouldn't have been born yet, probably.
Yeah. Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, they definitely wouldn't have been born yet.
Yeah, because it was 100 years.
Because Iroh wouldn't have been born yet.
Dang.
So he would have been there before all that. Like that would have been
really the only one who survived that whole time.
Yeah, I don't know if the guru that taught him how to unlock the gates for the Avatar state, maybe he would have been a kid at that point, because he's mad old looking. He looks like he could be as old as Boomy, but he's not a bender as far as I know, and I wouldn't imagine he's any kind of guru at age 12 or whatever he would have been.
Dang.
And maybe you could have, just for the sake of fun, make him one of the friends that go on the journey too. He'd been like the Sokka of the group, But I don't know.
What about the warrior girls from the
Kyoshi?
Yeah.
There could have been, maybe there was an incarnation of Kyoshi warrior to that point.
I wonder if they were around. Well, yeah, it had to be, because
Kyoshi was the Avatar from before. So
didn't she start that?
Yeah, I'm saying. So, you're right. Did she start? Who started the Kyoshi warrior? Did she start the Kyoshi warrior?
Well, I know. I thought that she was one.
Her name is Kyoshi.
I mean, essentially, because I guess if it was just that they just all honored her.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, did kind of always assumed,
but maybe I'm
crew
wrong on
of
that.
People, or did someone else just do it later? She founded it.
Okay, I always just assumed that was the case.
Yeah.
So that group, knowing that Aang's the next Avatar, probably would have automatically just wrapped their arms.
See, that would have been fun. Yeah.
Like, oh shoot, this is our.
All right, so he would have got Boomy. Maybe they would have, because Kyoshi Island is not in the. Is Kyoshi Island technically kind of like in Earth Kingdom territory?
I thought it was.
I think so.
It was. That was
so then they could have gone there. Maybe Boomy would have been like, "Look, well, we should go here," and then he would still have Avatar Roku to help him.
Yeah.
He would still have that, and Avatar Roku probably would still be like, "You need to go to on the summer solstice or whatever and get to the." Wait a minute. When did Sozin's comet happen? Did it happen on the day? Yeah. Or it would have already been passed. That's right.
What happened when he disappeared? Is that what
No,
happened?
it happened when. Wait.
Yeah.
Sosa's comment happened on the day Roku died, right?
I don't.
Or did it happen
part.
when he took the when?
Yeah, that timeline is the shaky for
Wait,
me. I need to
on.
watch the show.
What happened when Sozin's comet first came?
Yeah, that's interesting.
No, that is when he took out the air nomads.
Oh, okay.
But it still comes doesn't last that long.
So what were you thinking?
No, I was trying to think. Would he still be having to deal with amped up firebenders?
Oh,
because he left. Because it did it on the day he left. Sosa's comment was hitting, and that's why the air nomads got taken out. So my question is, if he didn't get an iceberg, would he still be on the run from amped firebenders?
I see what you're saying.
Adding to things, but it doesn't last but so long.
He still probably would have got away though.
Yeah,
I feel like he was already a master airbender at that point.
Yeah. So like he would be as strong as Book 1A. Like none of that would change, and so that would be helpful. I mean, it's just how much heavy lifting did Katara and Sokka do to keep him alive, or was he doing all the heavy lifting at that point? Because they weren't really.
Well, yeah, I think he could have been okay because he already had relationships with people from the Fire Nation, right? Because remember because then they kind of said like he was like, I have friends in the Fire Nation. I remember when he went to he was using Firelink. He was trying to use Firelink Nation.
All that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because he has some relationships with people. So
that would be a dope show.
And he probably already had connections as it was.
But like, because that was the whole thing. Sozin let Roku pass because he was like, I have ambitions. If you have the way, I can finally realize them. Mm-hmm. So then he waits 12 years for Sozin's comment. That's the air nomad. So he radicalized and militarized the Fire Nation probably in those 12 years. Mm-hmm. But there was a point in those 12 years where Aang was traveling to the. Is that a plot hole though?
That you think he wouldn't have let him go there or something?
I mean, if you know that the air nomads is where he's going to be reincarnated.
But maybe he didn't know it was Aang. I don't know.
But I mean, you've got an air nomad walking up to the Fire Nation. Like you could have, even if you weren't ready to launch your attack on the world just yet,
you could have just.
You could have still been like, told me your secret police. If you see any air nomads come in here, send them my way.
See any air nomads around this age?
Yeah, like because there's no reason for air nomad to really be in a Fire Nation. Unless he's probably the Avatar. I'm not saying that's why Aang went to the Fire Nation as a kid, but I'm just saying.
Did they talk about why he was there? I remember.
Yeah, like what was were air nomads just intermingling with people like that? Like why was he?
That's
even there?
how it made him sound because the same thing with Boomy. He was friends with him from the Earth.
Yeah, so he was just traveling. It's like, well, I mean, they are nomads, so maybe that's it. Like it's weird. They're called nomads, but they have temples.
Yeah.
So it's like, do y'all just stay in temple for a little bit and then move on and travel to the nations? Or how does that work?
Yeah, because he's the only one left.
So was the Fire Nation just allowing air nomads to intermingle and he just wasn't doing nothing about it because maybe he couldn't figure out who would be the
maybe that's what it was.
He was just waiting. Like, I'm gonna just wait 12 years and I'm gonna just hit all the air temples.
So I guess he felt that he assumed that he had killed the Avatar.
I don't think. Oh, what after?
Because it had been he was gone for 100 years. So for the rest of his
everybody
life,
just believed that the Avatar disappeared. So who knows?
So that everyone just say the Avatar is just gone and from existence, or that Avatar is just still alive somewhere. Man.
I mean, even Zuko was. I think the impression was he was hiding.
So he was just like an old 100-year-old man who was hiding somewhere.
Yeah. Because I guess it never reincarnated. I mean, even after the air nomads, the Fire Nation was doing raids on the water tribes. Now I don't know if that was because he was looking for the next whatever, or he was demilitarizing everybody.
Maybe he just assumed he was like, I took out all the air people next, so next is water. I'm gonna take them out.
I think he was just from a strategic standpoint taking out everybody's militaries, but
that must have been it. Because otherwise, because after water is it fire or is it earth? It would be fire. No, it would probably be earth because you would have to go through the whole cycle.
Yeah, it would be earth again. And they can never get in the bossing say. So I don't know. I mean, I think he was just, he did the best he could. Like, Aang was off the board for 100 years. So regardless, whether you want to, maybe the better idea would have been to capture him because every time you take his life, he's going to reincarnate.
Yeah.
But I guess you also feel like I'm buying myself at least
because if you keep doing it as he's first born, then it's like, well, they're not gonna get a chance to grow up, to do anything about it.
But also, if you just lock him up, then at least you know you got eyes on him, and you never risk losing him. You know, if you do it that
would have been interesting if he had been. Yeah, this could be story plot holes because it could have been interesting. He was like, "Let me get to fire, because when I get to fire, I'm going to have the Avatar on my side and." Like lock in our dominance.
All right, so go back to the first AU story. Iroh as Fire Lord, that's his strategy. Like he successfully got Aang out the picture. And now it's like, okay, now we're going to go to the water tribes. And maybe he puts Ozai on that. Like, Ozai, your job is to be a general to go to the water tribes and find the next avatar. Yeah. Take that person's life. Or bring him here so we know for a fact, confirm it. Take that person's life. And then after that, if he has successfully taken Ba Sing Se, maybe the Earth Kingdom would have already been under Fire Nation control. Okay. If his son never died. Get it right so there. Then if Ba Sing Se already control, he's like, once in the Earth Kingdom, we got that easy. We're just trying to force the cycle back to the Fire Nation. Yeah. And then Iroh's plan is raise up the Avatar to serve the Fire Nation.
I was like, that'd have been crazy. Imagine the Avatar working like he's like the right hand of the Fire Lord.
Now, let's say, so you have seasons of this show, and then you get to a point where Ozai's move is, okay, once he's incarnated in the Fire Nation, his move is to take him and leave with him. Because who's Ozai?
Oh, Ozai. Okay.
Ozai takes him.
Oh, because he wants to try to take over.
Yeah. So he said, "I'm going to make you a weapon against my brother." So Ozai goes on a run.
Okay.
And that would be the thing. Or if you really want to just bring in the old characters, because Zuko and Azula would still be born, he sends Zuko with this child, and it's like, you go on the run and you send messages back to me, but you train this child.
That'd be interesting.
Like there's so many possibilities at that point.
Yeah.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, dang. That's very interesting.
Because then you could always imprison people from each tribe to be the trainers for that avatar.
To learn that element.
Yeah, to learn elements and that. And then you just consolidate your military power. Like, if we've got a Fire Lord and we've got a avatars on our side. And then you fast forward some years, Iroh probably passed away at that point. Maybe Ozai taking over. Maybe Zuko's trying to take over. Yeah. Then you have a grown Fire Lord, Fire Nation avatar that has aspiration for the throne and says, "I'm going to take over and be Fire Lord." Yeah. And then you have an avatar. That would be a great alternate universe. Yeah. You have a young avatar, but not for noble reasons, but is leading a rebellion against the Fire Lord to take over. So he rallies the different nations under his banner, but he just wants to take over the world.
Yeah. Dang.
And he's like, but he could even have like a spiritual, like he's communicating past lives and comes to the conclusion, the way I'm going to bring balance is to rule the world.
Yeah.
And have an evil avatar. How crazy would that be?
That would be dope.
Like, I'm going to rule the world. That's how I'll bring balance.
Did they ever talk about there being evil or morally great avatars in the line?
There should have been. The closest thing we had was Korra's uncle being the dark avatar when he took the dark spirit Vatu or whatever. But that was just that's not
but
the
like
same
in the avatar line, like what makes them stay morally good? Like, I feel like there should have been somebody in there.
Yeah, that had that idea.
So like the whole Star Wars, you get like seduced by the dark side.
Exactly, and that would have been dope. So maybe because it was only canon later with Korra, but maybe because of the light spirit versus the dark spirit, that's why you would only be like. But I think it would be more fun to say, what if there was somebody who decided dark? What if there was somebody that was really in touch with the spirit realm, like Aang, but led a rebellion of spirits against the physical world? That would be crazy. Like, there's so many different possibilities.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Well, we just come up with all these different alternate versions of Avatar needs to get on that Star Wars level. Yeah. So that way you have all these fan fictions that people make.
Exactly. That's what we need. Okay, how about this? Aang gets away, doesn't freeze himself, is broken by a loss, and because he's in touch with the spirits, he kind of just escapes and isolates himself in the spirit world. And when he still disappears for a number of years. But he's not disappeared because he's hiding. Well, he kind of is hiding, but he's also going to the spirit world. And he meets like Ko and some of these other spirits and turns to the dark side. And then comes back like an evil, slightly older Aang, maybe his 20s. Yeah. And like leads an attack on the whole human world because he's angry.
I like that one.
He's like, humans are evil. Like, this is what humans do. Yeah. He's like, I'm more into the spirits, so I will lead the spirits, and this will be a spirit-dominated world. That's how I'll liberate the world. Like, imagine.
And can you imagine just throwing this in there? It's a little bit of all for one types, or one for all type situation where the former avatars are getting swayed by Aang.
Oh my god!
Like, he's like converting their theology basically. So it's like a war within the line of all the avatars.
Like he talks to all of them at the same time, and it's like a war philosophy. Because they were trying to convince him to take out. Ozai. He's like, well, why shouldn't I do this? Exactly. And then one of them be like, he might be right. So there's a war internally.
Imagine it being like one of the ones who had one of the most tragic, because there were a few who had tragic stories.
Like, what's the dude's name? Kodak or whatever the name is. The water tribe dude who lost his girl.
Yes. Imagine that, and he's like getting angry, thinking about what happened.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, no, I agree with him. So I don't even know what that would mean.
Well, I would. So let's put it like this: the stakes of why Aang is having this argument is they're refusing to lend their power, the Avatar state, to him.
Oh, okay.
Because remember, Aang had to learn to control the power of the Avatar state.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have the Guru, so he's learning his own way.
Okay, yeah.
Because he's so spiritually in touch in the spirit realm, so he learns his own way. So he has to convert them to assist him.
Yeah.
So then there's a Avatar war basically internally of all the past lives. Like,
Dang.
no, we don't agree with it. Some being pragmatic. Like you could see Yang Chen, the Air Nomad one, be like, from a pragmatic standpoint, he's not wrong. Like, if you want to bring eternal balance, this might be the way to do it. Oh my Lord! And then you have Kyoshi. So you have everybody arguing, and then he gets a couple to his side, and they overpower the others, and it's like, okay, we will lend you all of our power. And he now masters the Avatar state. He exits the spirit world with an army of spirits and marches on the Fire Nation first, and then just takes over the world step by step.
I should realize
that would go hard.
I like that one. And then like he'd be fighting against like Boomy would be someone who's fighting against.
Yep.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh, that would go hard.
That would be crazy.
That would go insanely hard.
Dang.
And then maybe in that story, let's say it took 100 years. Let's say he slowed his own age by being in the spirit realm for that long. And let's say in that world, Zuko's the protagonist. He's the hero. Because he has a tragic backstory now because Aang goes in and just massacres like the Fire Nation hierarchy and Zuko escapes. And so he's the only one remaining alive.
That's dope.
And so
dang.
And then let's say Azula saying that she's about to lose. Aang spares Azula because Azula talks him out of it. It's like, look, I'll be your regent here because you're trying to rule the whole world. Yeah. Let me rule here. I'll do whatever you tell me to do. You know, I ain't let my dad know way, whatever. And then she's like, and he's like, all right, well, to prove it, take your brother's life. And then Zuko has to run. Yeah. And so Azula is hunting Zuko while Aang is focusing on marching on Ba Sing Se and world taking over the world. And Zuko has to now wrestle with his past, wrestle with having to fight the Avatar. Dang. But like he has to be the hero and unite the world.
That would be wild.
That would be insane.
Dang. Do you think Toph and everybody was still involved?
Bring all the characters back. But everybody's darker now.
Yeah.
Like Katara goes full evil or whatever, like full dark side. Full movements for blood bending, stuff like that. You know, Toph has to become a freedom fighter because Ba Sing Se gets taken, so she has to get pulled into stuff. Or she's on the run or something along those lines. And maybe she wants to stay out of it. But like Zuko runs into her and is like, we need help. So Zuko's trying to build together a team to take on the evil Avatar, you know. That'd be crazy.
Dang. Now I want to go back through and make sure I like all the characters and start putting them into this new world, this what if scenario.
Zuko maybe would run into John, the dude who first tried to train Aang, who was part of White Lotus.
Yeah.
Because he had left from the Fire Nation because he didn't want to be evil like them.
Right.
So Zuko could maybe run to him for some help and then start there. Like that would be his mentor. It'd be John, Zuko, and then go. So
the White Lotus would definitely probably be a lot more like. They might have to become more publicly active.
Yeah.
And like doing stuff to try to stop the Avatar.
Yeah, so how do we stop an Avatar that's evil? That'd be crazy.
Oh, that would have been interesting. Dang. Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
I want to make this now. I don't know how would we pull that off?
Well, let's segue then into the rest of the stream, I guess.
Yeah, so we're about to hit the writing segment. So you want to just start it?
So if everybody doesn't know what's going on, we announced this before, but basically we're going to start doing this thing where for the end of the stream for maybe 45 minutes today, just for the sake of time, we will just create. So we're writers, so we're going to write some things. And the objective is, for however long we do this, maybe 8 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, I don't know. For however long we do this, to create something and then put it out there for the world to read. Mm-hmm. So if you're a writer, this is a great time for you to stop procrastinating and write that book you're supposed to write that content, whatever it is. If you're some other kind of content creator, this is a time to vibe and chill. So this is like the vibe and write moment, the vibe and create moment. So we're going to turn on some lo-fi music and we're going to vibe. And if I have something to say or a thought comes to my head, I'll say something with the mic. But
do you want to talk about what you're working on?
Oh, well, first, week one, I got a couple projects I'm backed up on. So I am doing a ghostwriting project, and it's not going to get finished today, but I can finish the part that I'm supposed to be finishing to take to the person to approve before I move on. So I will clean that up and do that now. And then next week, I'll hopefully have a chance to start on something new, like fiction-based. And I have to decide between now and next week what that is going to be. But for now, it's almost started. Do you know what you're going to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to mess with this story. I've had an idea for a while, and it's a twist on Alice in Wonderland. So I've always liked doing little like twisting fairy tales and stuff like that. Before it was popular, when I was a little kid, I used to write little like what if versions for fairy tale characters. They became super popular to do. But I have this idea that came to my mind with I've always really liked the Jabberwocky aspect of the Alice in Wonderland storyline. And it's something that's touched on, like, you have the Jabberwocky poem and all that, and it talks about Jabberwocky kind. So I had this idea, basically, that something's coming, that something happens that triggers something that's about to make the Jabberwocky and Jabberwocky kind be unleashed into the world. The Queen of Hearts is trying to basically protect the kingdom, so that all the kingdom is trying to come together, but she has to connect with the unlikely, person, and she has to. Don't want to say. Well, the twist isn't that big of a deal, because it's going. You would know what it is. The whole switch up with this is that we find out the Mad Hatter is mad, and that's just part of the Mad Hatter. But I'm switching it up, and I don't know the full function of how it works. Yeah, I'm still figuring that out. But the Mad Hatter. The reason why the Mad Hatter is mad is because they were the ones who were keeping Jabberwocky kind of bad. But the Mad Hatter died. So another Mad Hatter, so someone else had to take up the mantle of the Mad Hatter. And when you do it, it's how like, not everybody knows what the Mad Hatter does, but the ones close to them kind of knew what was what. And I think what happened with a rabbit is, the rabbit is a key partner to the Mad Hatter. Okay. So that the whole time has to deal with it. I know that much. It has to do with the whole time aspect. Time's running out. Basically, somehow with like the tea time, all that stuff I'm gonna play with, trying to make that like, play parts of that. The person who has to take over for the Mad Hatter ends up being Alice. So Alice in this story is the new Mad Hatter, takes up the mantle of the Mad Hatter. So the Mad Hatter is a mantle, essentially.
Got it.
Something happens, the Mad Hatter gets taken out. Something happened, Mad Hatter passes. Someone has to hold the mantle to try to keep them at bay. But something else is going on that's somehow, for some reason, a veil weakening or something. And the Mad Hatter's the key to stopping it. I don't know that part yet. Maybe the transition happened, but still, it was already broken, or whatever happens. Alice has been in Mad Hatter for a little bit, but her and the Red Queen have beef. So the Red Queen is like mad because she doesn't want to work with Alice. But the whole off with your head, basically I'm gonna make it to where Alice has been in hiding for a long time, been on the run because she's been actively trying to off with her head. But now she can't, because she can't take out the Mad Hatter, because she knows the secret. Mad Hatter's the one who holds it back.
Got it.
So that's kind of the situation. I don't know how long. This might end up just being a short story that I eventually develop later. Yeah. I have a lot of holes to fill. So I gotta figure this out.
All right, so let me finish this other project, and then I'll think of something. I've got more than enough fiction products out there that I could definitely focus on, but we'll figure it out. All right, so let me play the music.
Casey said, I'm cooking dinner, so that's my project right now.
I'll be vibing internally. All right, so you're going to vibe and cook. So we're going to vibe and write. This is the vibe and create section.
How loud this is coming in. I guess it's good. Yeah.
That should be fine. Yeah. If you got any thoughts, y'all want to drop in the chat what you are working on, go ahead and drop it in the chat. But we are going to spend this time creating.
So, we got some good writing in. If you guys were writing with us, let us know what you have been working on. How you feeling about what were you able to get stuff done?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I also found. I don't know. Oh yeah, done. I don't know if this is all there really is, but I did find some files for Legends. I couldn't find it in my OneDrive like I thought it would be there. Or is it on the Mac?
It was a flash drive we used to have.
Yeah, and I remember taking everything off that flash drive.
Oh, okay.
Because it's just in case, and I'm glad I did. I don't know what flash drive is now, and putting it somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was in my OneDrive, but it's not. So that would only leave a computer. Oh, maybe my old laptop. Ooh, where is that these days? But anyway, yes. So, but anyway, I found by looking at emails.
Oh, that's funny.
Those first 7 issues.
Uh-huh.
And I found what I believe was when I was putting it in like ebook format.
Yeah.
I just don't remember if I had anything more than this because I wrote all of episode 1 out.
Oh,
so
nice.
I will open that and just start from there.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Just
I think the original idea was always to take the first 4 issues and make it like that's the book 1.
Mm-hmm. I
just don't know if we ever get any farther than this. Because I don't know where it is.
I don't know if you wrote a whole lot in book form.
Yeah, I don't know.
But we might be able to rebuild it from there.
Well, yeah, I mean, we got the original issues here, right? So,
you have the original issues.
Yeah, back before, but it was still comic format when it was just.
Well, that's like the easy way. Then we have all that.
Yeah, I just didn't know if I had already rewritten some things.
I don't know if you may have done more than I thought you did, but I didn't think.
But I'm gonna have to start from scratch anyway. But
yeah.
Well,
that's cool.
That's what I
actually want to read those and get you to send those to me.
Yeah, let me.
But for example, you go to the very beginning of this channel, and the inception of this channel, we were introducing characters for a comic book that we were working on years ago, and recently we've been talking about going back to it and bringing it back, probably in book form at this point. We never had gotten an artist and all that stuff for it, but yeah, we might start talking about Legends again and talking about the story and series in some later streams because it was really cool.
Yep.
It's a story we still want to tell. The funny thing about what I was doing is the way I write, I just kind of just put stuff. I hop on dialogue first before I do anything else. Usually, I get dialogue ideas and see a setting and kind of just start doing that. But then I was like, okay, how do I properly format this? So some of my time I was spending looking at properly formatting this into novel form. Because I feel like I've only really ever truly written scripts, like some short stories, but never really like full on novel style. But yeah, I'm actually liking what I got here. So,
with AI now, so
you said what?
To be perfect, competing with AI now.
I know.
I post today about someone wrote like a long book, but it was AI written completely, and everybody was mad. Like, how was it? It was like best selling on Amazon, something like that.
Wow.
And they were just so upset about it.
That's wild.
That is pretty crazy that you can get away with that.
I'm surprised.
Yeah. Although someone said that it was probably bots that were buying it to make it look like it was selling high.
Okay,
so who knows? But
that's wild.
That's crazy.
Well, yeah, thank you guys so much for being here with us. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. We will be keeping you updated on the stories as we're going, things we're working on, and hopefully we'll be able to release these to you guys soon.
Yep. And maybe we'll have just a vibe only stream, and that would be
okay.
We put some kind of graphic up or something so people know what it's about and all that kind of stuff. And then I have to take breaks and talk about what we've written thus far.
Okay, yeah, I like that idea. Okay. Like a write with me type situation. Yeah. I've seen people do stuff like that.
Oh, write with me? Really?
Yeah, I've seen a few people do that. I'll see if I can find them and send them to you. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for us, guys. Thank you so much for being here, and until next time, peace.
Peace.
Peace.